Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of this show, the show that you love so much. This week is going to be special because we're taking a flight. We're going to England. Alright, so our guest for this week is no other than somebody you know, JAE Edwards. You know him, right? Alright, how we are talking about. Let's start the show.
Come on over to the Total Package Show. Come on over to the Total Package. It's real, so much fun. Have a good time, yes you will. Got style, got class. Get in the zone with a Total Package Show. Come on over to the Total Package Show. Come on over to the Total Package Show.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Total Package Show. I am Rajon Brown, and every week I say it, I am happy to be here. This is my happy place, and this is also your happy place. Well, this week, we're talking about, all of season 6, we were talking about faith and strong mind. And this week, I'm taking you to England. I'm going British this week, My guest for today is JAE Edwards. JAE, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Hey, good to see you. People may not telling if they are foreign. I mean, not telling if they are Jamaica, because they always want to track me. Yeah. But I'm talking to the British man today.
Okay.
And we're going to talk. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
It's good to see you. I only can see you on social media, and it's JAE,
Solene,
Give me a message to your ex.
to me ex,
Yeah.
I give you a hit and run. You think you could have get in on me feel?
Pull it.
You think
Get
you
it,
don't want me to settle down?
Yeah.
Want me give you a hit and run?
Yeah. Big up yourself, Solene.
When JAE turn on film camera and turn on film phone, I read we talk, Him talk, he leaves no stone unturned.
Yes.
So I know you're gonna talk today.
Something like that,
Something
sure.
like that.
Sure.
All right, so where are you from? Because we know you're from England. That's where you came to us in England.
Yeah.
That's where you really started social media.
Yeah.
So where are you originally from?
I'm from England.
England, you born and grow?
Yeah.
You were born in England?
Yeah.
So what if you said Jamaica, you born?
Well, because, I do have 2 Jamaican parents, and I was back and forth from Jamaica in my younger years.
Oh, so you stayed in Jamaica for a little while?
I wouldn't say stayed, but I traveled, we had the resources to travel back and forth, so I was always back in and out the country as a kid, so I always, stayed with my granny growing up, stayed,
So you coming up for like summer breaks and...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
So
that,
they never send a Jamaica come for 2 years later or 3 years and say...
No, actually, unfortunately not. That's how I come here, come move.
All right, we're gonna get into all of that. So you're originally from...
Yeah.
So what was like growing up in the UK with 2 Jamaican parents? Like when you're just, growing up.
We got this far already. What was it like? I think in my younger years...
Like you were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
In my younger years, I would say I never came from like a struggling background anyway, so I came and I saw my parents hustling. So they were hustlers. I never wanted for anything as a child, I'd say
So people, when I pick them, I grew up and they also have everything.
Yeah.
Them get them everything.
Yeah.
Christmas gifts, birthday parties, and them something there.
Yeah, them there's something that they go on. When you throw little birthday parties and then the birthday parties turn into one big workout night session, them there's something that, yeah.
So you're an only child?
Not the only child. Or on my mum's side, I'm the oldest of 2 or 3. And on my dad's side, I believe there's 4 of us.
Oh, and you believe. Like, that sound. That sound like there are 5, 10 more.
Yeah.
Mr. Edwards, we need to check that out. All right, so you're born in England.
Yeah.
And, you believe you're okay. Growing up, having your parties and everything. You believe that you're okay.
As a child growing up, I'll definitely say due to the lack of understanding, it was a good upbringing for me in terms of without the understanding that I have now in my older ages, not realizing materialistic things doesn't make a good upbringing. It's more so the parental relationships and obviously certain household dynamics that are consistent even in today's society. Knowing that now, I would say my upbringing wasn't the greatest, but if we're looking purely on the materialistic side of things, which Caribbean parents love to pride themselves on, then yes, my parents did a good job.
Oh, holy, something say a while ago, but I'm going to break it down for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to break it down for you. But before we get into it, people,
Yeah.
you know, before we get into it, you know, it's a game show. I have to play with games. You know,
Okay,
we have to do a game. So I'm going to play a game with you, and it's called Never Have I Ever.
Okay.
You know that game there?
Yeah, we know that.
And don't tell a lie now.
Okay.
All the people might watch, you know, and then my people know if you tell a lie.
Yeah.
Never have I ever given a fake name.
Never? Yes, no, I have actually. Yeah.
Yeah, give fake name.
Like, so if somebody like, you know, if you just, and everybody you get your ID to, so if it don't make sense, you know, just call out them.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, and everybody you get ID too.
No, you just get them one Chris or one Paul or one something, one
So what's your go-to name?
I don't have a go-to, just whatever comes to mind.
Every time.
Whatever me look like one day.
Oh, all right, never have I ever DM a celebrity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Celebrity settings.
Yeah.
Which celebrity you DM?
We can't say that. No, we can't say them. We can't say that. But yeah, we DM celebrity, of course.
So you can't call a name?
No, we can't call her name. Because them don't go and chat to me then.
So did they answered?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why would they answer me? We look good and there's something there. Why go on so?
All right. Never have I ever caught my parents having sex.
Never.
You never?
No.
Never catch my parents them yet?
Have you?
No.
Oh yeah. Is this a two-way game or?
No, a yellow.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's yellow. I'm just thinking out loud. We never catching it yet, mommy and daddy. Never so lucky.
Yeah.
Never have I ever created a fake account.
I wouldn't say fake account. No. No, actually yes. One night time when my ex was going with two things and then you know we block each other and stuff like that, so we just obviously were sharing and them there's something there. So.
Oh. Okay.
One night time though, when I was when you're growing up and you don't have the confidence to all that, so you don't really believe in your soul, so you kind of get in your brains and you do the kind of man can be yamed too in it. So sometimes you do the yamish something them for it, but you know better now.
Man can be yamed. Okay. All right. Never have I ever caught having sex. Nobody ever catch it yet?
No.
Oh, you see, because me a virgin people, me have no chance, me never stand no chance of getting catch. I'm not doing, I'm waiting until I'm married. That's what the church says and the Bible says, yes. Yes, that's true me I tell. People don't look like a true me I tell. Put in the comments for the true me I tell. All right, take a good look. My name gone. All right, never have I ever used someone's toothbrush.
No. Actually, you know when I was a kid, yeah, my dad took me to Legoland and then I was with some other woman, yeah, and then she used my toothbrush by accident. So she used my toothbrush, we never used back for your toothbrush, we just never
No, but if she used your toothbrush and you use your toothbrush, I mean say...
No, I never used for your toothbrush.
No, but she used your toothbrush and then you end up using it back.
Yes, we did use it back. Yeah, so technically somebody else said, yeah, same.
Somebody has used your toothbrush to use back your toothbrush by you.
Yeah.
Complicated.
Just dash of the toothbrush.
You'll find it's just dash of the toothbrush. All right, never have I ever caught you know, my English teacher watches now, STI.
STI, no. Actually, no, it wasn't STI.
A weird catch.
It would have been something
STD?
different. No. Wait, what's the difference?
I don't know, I never got L school.
What's the difference?
But I mean, anything sexual related, that is not HIV.
Infection. My name in the good book, yeah, I'm not too effy about, so me.
Oh. So what does effy mean?
Like, me not sling it out.
No. All right.
Energy transference and them things.
Okay, so you never catch nothing yet.
I don't say catch nothing, but me never catch nothing serious.
So you catch something?
Like, you know when it would be like, I don't know, when women have their they have their yeast infect, like, I wouldn't call it like thrush or something like that. Like, women can pass that on to men, so that's what I mean.
You mean chlamydia?
No, that's not chlamydia.
Frost? Oh, yeah. All right, so, you never, yeah. All right.
No, to clarify that, so the way it cuts. So when women use like a different, so for example, if they use scented soap, my skin's sensitive. So if them have perfume enough in them soap and then I use it underneath this and them come have sex with me, that's gonna cause me to get a reaction.
Okay. Yeah. Never hear about that yet, but I don't know. So people
Make
will
them
know you put that
in our comments.
The final one is Never have I ever farted in public and pretended it's not you.
Well, enough time.
People are England poop.
I mean, what do you mean? I mean, like,
No,
I wouldn't say me do
I
it.
don't think a Jamaican, poop is a Jamaican.
I wouldn't say me just do it in front of people, but sometimes you can't hold it in. You just go one place, one carry one.
So you never found a public and then pretend like say I never you.
No. Me not lie, so if me do it, me just own it. Like, what am I gonna beat me for fast?
I don't know. Never know the British people go for as a gun.
So
All right. I mean, now we get to know a little more about you. I'm gonna ask you though, what's your fondest memory about growing up? What do you remember? That's good. Like you can bask into it anytime.
I don't know. I'd give you a minute. For me to grab
There's
some.
no memory that stood out to you?
I don't want to be ungrateful, but I'm genuinely thinking. Hold on. I don't know. Maybe.
Me remember me used to go pipe for water, and then dash
Maybe
my water
riding a
and me
horse
have to
in
go back.
Jamaica.
You know
Yeah,
what?
riding a horse in Jamaica on the beach. One of the beach. I can't remember which beach it was, but that would probably be the highlight. Yeah. In Jamaica, when I was younger, I got put on a horse and we rode along the beach and then this.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that was a
Okay.
good memory I liked.
All right. So Jay, what made you viral? Do you remember that viral moment? What bring you out to everybody?
To be honest, I wouldn't say there was a viral moment that made me known to everybody. I would more so put it down to the work that I was doing.
What is that?
Kind of, yeah. So when I first came out onto the scene, obviously sharing my story, which everybody knows about the whole homeless situation and such. Like my whole homeless situation.
Oh,
how I come back into
we're
it.
going there.
Yeah, so when I started my social media, it was more so, I wasn't in it for just the views. I always knew that I wanted to build a sustainable business because views doesn't always necessarily pay the bills. So from a young age, I was always trying to identify ways, because I studied business, so business was my best subject. I came out on the top of my class studying business. So I always had that entrepreneurial thing about me, and from a young age, I was always hustling anyways. So knowing that I always had to fend for myself, I knew whatever avenue I went into, I would still have to fend for myself. So whichever field I was going in, whether it be social media, when I come here for waste time, I come here for make money, you understand what I'm saying? So it was all about teaching, transferring all the things I had learned from my school days and actually putting it into action now, which I would say, which is the reason why JAE Edwards has been able to do the things he's been able to do, because I've transferred the business knowledge from what I learned from there and actually applied it to my businesses, which is why I've been able to do certain things in that aspect. So I think doing that, as in putting out quality of content and just making sure that everything looked presentable, always made me stand out, and I was always able to kind of commercialize the Jamaican side of things, which is what TikTok liked, which is what Taco Bell liked, which is what all those big corporations liked. That I was able to commercialize both of them.
All right, nice. So being in England, at any point in time, that life of growing up with Jamaican parents and they giving you everything you want materialistically, you said that, did it ever take a U-turn?
Rephrase that again for me, please.
Your life in England, did it take a U-turn, like it started going in the opposite way of where you wanted to go?
To be honest, it's hard because I think when people, so are we going into my parents now? Is that what we're, okay. So I think when people see me talk about my parents, it's more so they think that I'm trying to attack or put them down or anything like that. That's never the case. I've only just tried to speak my story and no one ever can take my story away from me. So wherever I lived, I have every right to talk about it because it's me on this individual journey.
Right.
Now, where it comes to my parents, it's just certain things that I just will not accept anymore in terms of generational things that continue to go on, which I can identify has been passed down through my family, which I've decided to stop with me. Because one thing I decided for myself was that if I'm a big man paying my own bills, no one's gonna try little child me or son me at the end of the day. No one's gonna try to do this hierarchy of age or I'm a young youth or nothing like that because I'm paying my bills just like you at the end of the day. So things took a U-turn when I think things happen. Like parents, they haven't opened up their eyes to certain things, and I always think I've been mature from a younger age. So having that knowledge, it was always like, oh, you're too bright, you're too feisty, or you think you know too much. When it's
Hold on,
like,
let me dissect it. Dissect it just a bit. So when you say open up your eyes, so what I'm getting is started having issues with your parents.
yes,
What caused that?
I don't know. I don't know what was.
So
the
you
cause
think
of
they
that.
don't like you?
I don't. It's. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, but what happened? You know, what caused that? You know.
It's okay, where my parents, I still try to not divulge too much into their own personal lives because it's JAE Edwards that's sitting here type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to be too invasive, but I think on a broader spectrum of what went wrong was more so, my dad had left, and more so, you know, when there's an absent parent, is your father now, and certain it's a common thing within our culture that men can mess up mothers' mentalities and stuff like that, and because of a way a man might treat a woman might impact the way how she treats her child. So that was what was going on from what I identified, and money used to be a big issue for my mum. Materialistic things, pair that up with man problems, to be explicit, that just kind of trickled down into me, and where I have certain knowledge of certain things, there's just like, okay, if I have to fend for myself, I know I have to look out for myself because she's incapable at this current moment.
Okay,
so I have
so
to
you
take that
moved out. You
responsibility.
started, you become, say, a big man now. Now you move out.
No, it wasn't move out, I was kicked out. Yeah, I was kicked out.
So you say your mother kicked you out?
Yes.
What did you do?
Nothing that I did do.
Is Jay, your mother just come in and say, come out of my house.
Well, to be honest, it's on the internet already. I'll say what happened is that, all right, it's not just one straight direction to what happened. From the age of 13, I've been independent. So I've been, where my mom used to try, some weeks she'll send me to school with money, some weeks she won't send me to school with no money. Me, I look worse than nobody else. So at the end of the day, if I have to hustle to find the extra 10 or 15 pounds to go to school, then I'll hustle and find the 10 or extra, because at the end of the day, I have to smoke, but I'm not going to look worse than anybody else in the class or nothing like that. That was just me. So I always took up a sense of independence. Plus, on top of that, whilst my mum was out there hustling, I had to look after my siblings. So the issue that started was that our parents started putting a child in adult-like situations. The child grew up, and then now the child is all of a sudden a big man when he's had to take on these responsibilities. So that's where that friction started to happen. And then obviously where, I don't know, so many things has happened in my life, as in being molested at a young age and stuff like that. So there's so many different avenues I could have taken, but I chose to stay with God. So where I learned extra integrity through God's word and what his promises were to me and what was being prophesied over my life, that gave me extra confidence to kind of continue on my journey of my own independence, to make sure that no matter what happens, at least I've made sure I've given myself everything that I can, as in send myself to school, get myself a good education. Despite whatever was going on at home, I always strive to make sure that I got my education. Even there were certain days, but when I was going to school, I identified I had depression and stuff like that. And depression is not, when people just say depression, it's not just depression. There's some days that you physically cannot get out of your bed. And when you're a young child going through that, like some kids don't want to go to school, or some people just because when the household is chaotic, the child can't recharge to go back to school the next day. So all of that was a consistent thing going on, but there was always a fight in the back of my head saying that despite whatever was going on at home, I knew I'm going to need some sort of education in order to make it out for whatever that situation was. So for me, it was more so I just stopped listening, where I just knew that, like, my mum, honestly, I'm just gonna say it is, my mum wasn't capable. I just saw my mum wasn't a capable mother. So what I did was I took it up on my own head to make sure that I gave myself everything that I knew she wasn't capable of that moment, and just being prepared for whatever happens. So when my mum kicked me at the age of 18, yes, it was a shock, because at the end of the day, that's the only person I've ever had in my life. I haven't had like any other family or friends or anything like that. Like, that's immediate. Everyone's in the US or in other places, or everyone's living their own life. It was like, okay, the only person I ever knew in my life kind of just shut their door. So I was like, okay. Obviously, mental health started happening, and I didn't understand what that was, but obviously that was just due to the change of environment. Because if I'm being honest, sorry, I'm going on, but if I'm being honest, like, I never grew up in a struggling household. That was never the case, even though my mom might be mean, but like, I never grew up in a struggling household. I never had to, as a child, never had to want for anything. So I saw the way how my life changed over the years, and then obviously reaching at the age of 18, just now leaving from a big nice house and then having a job, because at the end of the day I had a very good well-paying job at that time. I was working full-time, sending myself to school, saving up, got my car at 17, got my license at 17, just so many independent things, trying to set up a business. And then it was like having that structure at a young age. I was literally just 17 turning 18. I'm at 18th birthday, kicked out. So I've lost my home, I lost money because I was trying to find somewhere to live, split floors, guest rooms.
So what was that like? What was that experience like, being kicked out? Do you remember that day? I think
that day, I just went into Delulu land. I couldn't really understand.
What kind of land?
Delulu land. Like, I just couldn't really fathom what was going on. Like, it's like it was an out of body experience. It was more so, okay, like, my mom was threatening to do this for a while. Like in my videos, people know my mom was threatening to do this for a minute, but like people saw what was going on and tried to aid in just making sure that I had a safe departure from her, if that's what she was threatening to do. But because her words was constantly changing, oh yes, I want to work on a relationship. Because you know when people get involved there, nobody like for, you know, when church get involved and people actually starting to see the real stuff, you're trying to cover it up. So whoever is actually trying to be of assistance, you're barking them off and running them off. So eventually nobody wants to help. And then...
So nobody wanted to help when you got evicted, not evicted, but you
I wouldn't say, actually no, let me correct that because a lot of people might feel that type of way. It's not that they didn't want to help, it's that the helping hands that wanted to help, when it was time for you guys to actually do something, y'all didn't do it. And then what I also found, like what I just found odd was you were saying one thing to me and then you was just two-faced and it's like, didn't really make sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's always
got you. So what was your coping mechanism in that period? Or
there was no coping mechanism.
So how did you survive? Where do you sleep? Where do you go to?
At that time, it was me having to just figure it out. So at the time, I literally just had my car. Before I lost my car, I just, you know, had my car, no one see sleeping there. You know, guest rooms, sofas, floors, and then eventually I found a room. And then the room that I went into was mold, everything. It was new. And then COVID happened and I was trapped into that room for the whole year. So it was like I just went through homelessness and then I've literally lost everything. I had to start over again. I had dropped out of school, sent myself back to school during that depression period because I was like, one thing for anything, I was just even, at that time, obviously because I'm alone, obviously suicidal thoughts go about and stuff like that. And I said, if anything, what I wanted to do was make sure that I at least accomplished something. So it was just making sure that I went back to school and got my certificate to feel proud of it myself because I knew other elements in my life I couldn't control. So
well, I get that.
Was a coping mechanism, trying to get myself to something. Yeah.
Good. This season, we're looking at Faith and Strong Mind, and you in what you just said, you exemplify that because having kicked out and have to do everything on your own, bounce around in a car all over, at no point in time you said suicidal thoughts came. But what keeps pushing you that says don't give up? Where you get that strength from, that courage from?
Suicidal thoughts came, self-harming came at the time, but that was, okay, I think what happened was, because I spent so many, I literally had this epiphany from like 2 days ago. I grew up in church, as in I spent a lot of time in church. I had a lot of training in church. When things happened, church turned their back on me. So
the church?
Yeah, like just everything went silent in terms of, I don't know, it was a weird point in my life. It's like as soon as the doors closed with my mum, the rest of that life shut off type of thing. So it was just literally me. Where people had their concerning thoughts, so they were praying for me no know. But in terms of who was calling my phone was pretty much silent unless they wanted to hear mix up on what was going on. And then for me, then I just stopped accepting phone calls. But what kept me motivated at the time was just, okay, oh yeah, sorry. This is what I was saying. When the doors shut, I had spent my time in church and stuff like that, so I realized it was time for me to put everything that I learned in church into action. But I only realized this a couple days ago, but that's what I was doing subconsciously anyways, because I had to pray, I had to write, I had to plan. And I realized that God put me in this period of isolation because at the end of the day, sometimes God takes you away from the chaos. Sometimes you need to be isolated for God to work on you. And I realized that that period of isolation in my life was needed. Because if I didn't go through those things, I wouldn't be this person that I am today and I wouldn't have learned these things. So hence why when you're asking me certain questions, I can't push hate or negativity towards my parents, because if they didn't do what they did, I wouldn't have been this person that I am today. But it's just for me to know that I am my own big man now and I make my own, like, it's my life type of thing. So if we're not good for each other, you go one part. So what keeps me driving is that the fact that I've identified my destiny and what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not going to compromise that for anybody or anybody else or what anyone else has to say, because it's my life. So that's what keeps me going, because I have something to do.
All right, I love that, and I'm being motivated. And you throughout this journey and believing that you know God is there for you, and you're praying and you're doing all of that.
And I have to say, nothing, me standing here today, me breathing today, could have not been possible without God or whoever is upstairs. And I have to say that, because there's been so many instances when people try to tell me about my faith, or even the fact that, sometimes when I put on my cross, let me tell you something, God has wrath to you, yeah? And I'm
God
not
has what? Yeah?
God has wrath to you, and I'm not holier than anybody else at the end of the day. For trouble, you get me? Like, I'm good with people if they're good with me back at the end of of the day, and that's just how I am. In life, you just have to move with integrity, and that's it took me a while to get that, because I was stuck in victim stage for a long time, and realizing you can't make it in life being a victim, and I'm not going to be anyone else's victim. So it was about taking the authority from everyone that felt like they could treat me like a victim and shutting those people out and focusing on myself. I stopped going to people for advice, or even if I went to advice and it just didn't sit right with me, I'm not listening to it, because at the end of the day, I'd rather make every decision for myself and fail than rather take instruction from someone else and end up somewhere else I'm not supposed to be. If I mess up today, I would rather mess up knowing that I told myself to do that and I was wrong for it, rather than blaming someone else.
Oh, I love that. People were in season 6 and we were talking about faith and strong mind. And last season, I go on good. Don't go on good. I never cry last season, don't it? You know, and I didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to this season. So Jay, don't try so hard.
No.
But in all of that, you got somewhere, you were evicted.
Yeah.
Not only one time, but 2 times.
2 times. Well, 3 times now. Okay, but what happened was I genuinely felt like I was cursed. Well, where are you going with it first before I answer the question?
No, but I mean, why do you think that this keep happening to you?
But you know, when things happen in life, you genuinely start to think if you're the problem. And I just realized that there was every time that happened, I came back better. So when my mom kicked me out, it's like, okay, I rebuilt. The one thing about me, I don't know what it is, but they can't get me down.
Can't keep it on.
Yeah, I just always rebuild. So every time the eviction happened or the letdown's happening, I was like, okay, God, we're not going back. You never brought me forward to go back. And I literally I'm very vivid with God. Like, no, you did not bring me this far to go back. So what is the next step? Yeah. And God, please show me, open my eyes to what I need to do. Instruction from him. I want clear instructions from me. I don't want a second guess. I don't want it that you have to ask God for clear direction. Sometimes when we're asking God for stuff, we need to be very clear with what we want. Sometimes specific with prayers, exactly. So going into the eviction, sorry, let me just cut to the point. I think, I just rebuilt every time.
Yeah,
I felt like every time I was reaching,
kicked out first,
from
by your parents, and then you found somewhere, and you got evicted from that place.
No, I'm saying it's a weird cycle that keeps happening. So when my mom was kicking me out the first time, I was about to launch a social media business, helping businesses manage their stuff. So every time I was about to build something happens. So when that happened, that was one instance where I was just about to launch a business. My home life was disrupted. The second time, I was on online shows. I just did TikTok. I was one of the first Jamaican creators to work with TikTok. I did that. I went on a show. I was, working with another individual online, and then
you got evicted.
Yeah, and I got evicted.
But why?
Huh?
Why?
My mom had issues to do with that. It was
first when you got the place.
Okay, so let me just tell you the backstory of that then. So the room that I moved into, you know how Jamaicans know each other in the UK, so you can simply call somebody and be like, okay, cool, you have a room I rent, right? So the guy knew my mom and I didn't know that, right? So my mom had direct access to my landlord. So when my mom wasn't happy about me speaking about my story and stuff like that, who should call in? My landlord. So one thing, it wasn't professional, because at the end of the day, no tenant's mum should be calling them, causing problems, threatening to bring police around to the house and stuff like that. Especially if you're saying, oh, your excuse was you didn't know how to get through to me when I live 3 minutes away from where, okay. And then I just didn't know that she also used to talk to my landlord as well.
So she supported that?
No, it's not that she supported that, she instigated that.
Instigated?
Going.
Yeah, that's the word.
And then because online stuff, they know, I don't want to bring up that person's name, but there was an online situation that happened which my mum caused. So all of that turbulence coming near to my home, that's what caused the abrupt leave of the eviction. And
then now you got somewhere again.
Yeah.
And what happened this time?
Mum kicked me out the first time. Second time, that was a one room. The third time was my own place, like as in somewhere that I was privately renting for myself. Yeah.
All right, so all of this keep happening.
So what the last reason why I got evicted the last time was just simply because the landlord had made certain agreements before taking out the tenancy. It was a new construction that I was living in. So the place was never painted, regardless if he felt like it should have been painted or not. One of the agreed terms of that agreement was that he was going to repaint the property after a year. So if I'm paying over 1,600 in rent and you're telling me that you're going to paint a place and every time I brush past the wall, it's coming off of my clothes and stuff like that, and I'm looking at picture patchy wall, I'm going to have a problem with it. So when you're not fulfilling the terms of the agreement, it's for me to now come and say, okay, when is the time frame for this to happen? And then obviously, him no one do it, and then Brexit's happening, so he knows he can get more, not Brexit, like there's rental crisis happening, so people are outbidding each other for rent, so he know he can kick me out and get somewhere better, raise the price, sorry, so he served me a Section 21. So when that...
Section 21.
Yeah, so when...
So all of this happened at what age? This last one, you were...
Oh, so the last eviction happened, like 2022 or something like that. No, no, sorry, the eviction happened a couple months ago.
A couple months ago, that's before you migrated.
Yeah, that's the reason for me migrating.
All right, so how do you feel about it when you have to put this out on social media and people are saying, but this is happening over and over?
Okay, so first of all, everyone has their dirty laundry, right? So before they try to dig up in mine, dig up in yours first, that's one, right? Second, everything that's happened in my life has happened for a reason. Everything has happened for a reason, and I'm still standing here today, not another me type of thing. And the reason I felt like everything was setting me up from what I'm about to do next. So in the UK, during the time that obviously eviction was going on, it's not like I wasn't paying my rent. I pay my rent every month on the 1st and stuff like that. My screenshots just so every single month it was scheduled payment that went into the landlord's account every month. So that, because I had a home, that was one thing that I was never going to play about with. So during the periods of me trying to recuperate, obviously God put a plan in my hand in terms of what to do and what.
So you believe that all of this is God just charting your way?
Yes. So with all of this happening, I built my business JAE Radio, which hit over 50 countries and stuff like that. And then obviously now that was something that was curated to help the Caribbean in terms of upping our marketing standards and stuff like that. So that move, when that was happening and the eviction and stuff, it was like, okay, maybe it's time to give Jamaica a try.
Time to give Jamaica a try. We're going to go into the Jamaica. But before we do that, I must say that what you've been through, you are not the first person, and there are persons who are watching this now. They are going through a similar situation.
100%.
People are being evicted.
Yes.
People are having issues with their parents, their family. Yes. What do you have to say to those people?
Don't feel no way about it, yeah? In the beginning, because I thought I was alone and I thought I was an alien for the first time. What I'm going to say to you is embrace this journey that you're on. Because it's either, you see, when people go on these journeys, it's easy for you to get knocked off course because wrong relationships can take you off course of what you're supposed to do. It's about always remembering your purpose. There was somebody speaking to before, remembering your purpose and living in your purpose and in your destiny, and don't step off that. Remember, even if you come off it for 5 seconds, always find your way back on the road. It's like everything you're going through is for a reason. Look for a lesson in everything, and you will continue going through what you're going through until you learn your lesson. And I've learned that myself. I would if you find yourself going through the same problem over and over again, it's because you haven't learned your lesson. That's literally it.
I'm going to challenge you. We have 20 balls each, right? 20, right? We're going to be blindfolded, and we need to get as many in. This is your tray. This is mine. Right? So the ball must bounce on the table and go into your tray. So after our 20 balls are bounced, we're going to see who get the most into their tray. You got that?
Yeah.
All right, let's put on our blindfolds.
Let's do that then.
Let's do that. People may have this. Watch me now.
That's what I'm thinking. I can see what I'm
Make sure you cover your eyes.
Yeah.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wait, well, I'll move like that down, so wait.
You ready?
1, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
There's no strategy to this, you know. We can't say nothing. Wait. You can't feel the table?
No.
No, man, don't let me get nothing in, man. Watch that.
No. That's so like
that. This is beer man, just drop and go like.
Gone in. No. Alright, that's gone in.
Me done.
You done?
Wait, no, me feel one. Me see one little peep up on my eyes. Wait, I see there, gone already.
Alright, that's it.
Me done.
Take off your blindfold.
Nah, you lose. Wait, I must lose. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, that no gone in.
I don't want to go in for that.
No. They have to come out. Well, go on, yes, sir.
No, this was on it. It was.
So that forgot.
That was on it.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You never gone in, though. You can't take that one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You know what? Tie it then since you want to see that.
All right, so we have one. All right, so
Yeah.
you know we have one. We have one ball each.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna see who can get it. Where's my blindfold?
Okay,
let's see
okay.
who can get it in.
All right, then.
Ready?
So what? Blindfold the same way?
Yes. So this.
Okay,
This is
wait,
the
wait.
winning ball.
Oh, okay. All right, wait.
Ready?
Hold on. 3, 2, 1.
It's a draw.
It's a draw.
But I know I'm gonna catch somebody again. I'm gonna catch somebody. Good job.
See that win. Trust God. Trust God. If that's one message I want to tell somebody today, you trust God. When I look back over my life, I can notice to see how much God has brought me through. So much, He's delivered me from so much and always given me back more. No matter what's been taken away, I always receive it back better. And that's because I've never given up. And you see, when you're trying, I'm telling you, when you try and you keep trying, God ain't gonna see you fail. God will never see somebody put in so much hard work and effort and just forsake them. I don't know about anybody else, but no matter how much I feel like I'm down, God tells me to get back up and I keep pushing, and as I'm pushing, He helps. Sometimes He takes over. Sometimes I don't know how it's gonna happen, but every single time He comes through, and I'm just grateful for life. I'm grateful that I'm here today. I'm grateful that I have strength. I have my home. I have my things. I have my integrity. I'm learning. I'm not perfect, but I'm getting there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm genuinely just grateful for life. I'm just grateful to have the experiences. Everything that I've been through, I'm not even mad at it. I'm just grateful that everything shaped me to be a better person. And I'm just on that journey of just learning, healing, growing, evolving. And I'm just... I can't stop now. Like, don't give up.
You were. I mean, you'd have said it at the top of the show.
Yeah.
That you were molested.
Yeah.
By your.
Yeah. Well, various people.
You said, I watched a post, doing the research.
Yeah.
You said you were molested by your uncle at a younger age.
Yeah.
And you're saying you were molested again?
Yeah, but I feel like right now, currently, I feel like I'm just emotionally disconnected. So, like, not that, I mean, it's just, like, it's, what can I do about it now? Like,
Yeah, you can't do nothing about it now, but do you think it impacts or affects
100%.
how you are now?
100%. So, obviously, getting to the age of understanding, and when you actually start to understand what sex is, and the fact that you was violated as a child, of course I'm angry on the inside, because at the end of the day, it's like whoever made you think that was okay to do that. Sorry, you just triggered. What did you say?
So, do you think all those persons who would have done you wrong, persons who would have molested you, persons who would have mistreated you as a family member, friend, do you think you'd have forgiven them?
I would have forgiven if there wasn't the lying, because I don't see, okay. I don't know. Like, sometimes it's so hard, like I just refrain from, like, because it's so hard to contain, because there's so many emotions bottled up inside me sometimes. So then it's like, with my parents, I've been able to contain that, but then it's like, whenever I contain it, I just put it away. So maybe this is something I do need to talk about. But yeah, when it comes to molested, like, yeah, reaching the age of understanding, it felt like, obviously, yes, I felt hugely violated. It affected a lot of things in my personal life. Like, I was scared of sex, number one. Like, I just didn't want anyone to touch me, or I was just paranoid and just things like that. And some people ask, why am I not in relationships and stuff like that? It's not even a case of that. It's just at the end of the day, my home life wasn't good. My relationships with my parents wasn't good. I didn't feel safe to tell anybody what was going on, even when I understood, because like, to tell people that you've been, like, or parents, you need to feel safe. And if everything me and you's fight, every day me and you's fighting and cussing, every minute you're calling people on the phone, I'm not gonna tell them there's something there, you get me? So it's like I had to keep that inside, and also trying to understand what this was at the same time. And then it's just keeping that in for so long until I had the strength to actually talk about it. So when I see people online talking about their stories, it's just the fact that more time they didn't have the strength to do so, or they didn't have the backbone to do so. But now it's like looking back through them years, and then also that specific uncle that you're referring to, not only did he do what he did, but then you stay on the phone to encourage my mum's antics over the years while she's doing what she's doing. Hence why I'm just like, okay, since since everybody is so delusional in their head, let me just speak my truth, yeah?
So
Because
how are
everybody
you-
has their truth.
So how are you feeling?
Feeling now, I just don't want a relationship. I just want to work on me. Like God, I spoke to God about this already. When it's time for me to have a family, I believe that He will bring my family around me. But in terms of like, I think that honestly, it's made me very much more cutthroat with my interactions. So honestly speaking, if it doesn't make sense to me, I don't believe in having unnecessary, unmeaningful interactions. Like I'm just very more diligent with that because even in my adult years, even getting into relationships, people like, honestly speaking, people take advantage, even in relationships, like just because you might look too sexy in a moment, you might go even further than I was prepared for at the moment just because of feelings and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't like feeling vulnerable in any instance. And one thing about me is communication. So with all of that, all it's just made me a bit more guarded with my communication, with my time, who I go around, my energy, who I allow to touch me. Like even just simple things, like when people touch you, your energy can change. So I'm just very much more guarded.
So
That's on that sense.
do you think you would have dealt with all of that and in a good position now to speak and empower people about it? Do you think you'd have dealt with your past?
Do you think I've dealt with it?
Or are you still dealing with it?
I think I'm still navigating through it, hence why I've cut off certain connections whilst I'm still working on myself. So where certain people in my personal life might think, oh, he thinks it is not that, is that where my life has a certain level of chaos, it's like, okay, I've realized that I can't jump up and down with the chaos. That's not how things work. When you're on the plane and there's turbulence, they tell you to buckle up your seatbelt. So that's what I started to do with my life. When I saw that there was chaos going on and certain things, I started to fasten myself and be like, all right, cool. Let me take a seat back from the chaos and start to identify what the problem is. So instead of, you know, when you're trying to catch things, you can't jump and catch. You stand up in one place and you try to catch it. So I start to identify what the problem was and I start to pick my problems out and I start to deal with them one by one. Because I have a big vision, there's a big dream and there's a lot that I want to do. So I realize that sometimes with a big glass, it starts with a small crack, little by little. So yeah, I think with everything, I think it's happened for a good reason. I feel a type of way about it, but I've had to look. If I didn't look for the positive in what I could really, I would have turned
That's a
into
good thing. In
madman.
every situation, there is a
Yeah.
positive. So you look for the positive.
Yes.
And I love that about you. So all of that happened and you're on your own, doing your own thing, doing great things. And based on everything that you said, it keeps sticking out to me that you always try to make yourself better after every situation.
Yeah.
After all of that happened, after leaving your parents, tell me about the happiest time or moment you ever had.
There's plenty of them, like.
Tell me about one. Not Carnival the other day, because we see them catch you on the camera. You know, you're having a time out there.
Honestly, I will say my whole career has been a whole movie. So there's not one thing I can pinpoint, and everyone that's worked with me over the years, the big brands, the big corporations, TikTok, Taco Bell, Boohoo, man, all of you guys provided an experience that I could have never, like going through that time. I think the only thing that was keeping me was the fact that life was still happening. Like JAE Edwards on the whole, that I provided a whole act to kind of escape the chaos that was going on in my life. And I think doing this whole journey allowed my personal side to kind of break and heal a bit and kind of catch up to actual reality whilst trying to also, I think it was more so acknowledging that the past was going on and also just looking for the future at the same time.
There is no point in time where you were just basking to happiness. You're just glad you're alive, you laugh, you just have so much fun.
I don't know, maybe the plane ride over here, that was amazing. It's like a party in the sky. There's so many things, I don't know, maybe certain photos, going to the first TikTok event. There's so many different ones I could pick out. Like, I don't know, the first Taco Bell shoot was nice. Like there's been so many things that I've been in awe about. So it's just like everything I have to give God thanks about because these things are not usual. Like I can't just look at it and be like, okay, there's one. Everything has been, because it's not everyone that gets to go through these things at the end of the day. And yeah, I don't know.
All right, so you spent a lot of your years in England.
Yeah.
And now you decided to move to Jamaica.
Yes.
Why not the US? Why not Brazil? Why not IT? But Jamaica.
Because in my career, as a creator, JAE Edwards, first of all, before we go into JAE Radio, because that's why I'm here. JAE Radio is why I'm here. But JAE Edwards, the instance was when I first started out online, there wasn't a Jamaican creator like me in the UK, as in like somebody that was pioneering it at the forefront. There was no kind of like for example, in the US, in the UK, there's many African people that has paved the way, and there's a group of people that you can identify as a Jamaican creator that's got endorsements, that's got deals and stuff like that. So throughout my career, I guess through me sharing my story and people seeing the Jamaican side of me, that just obviously opened up a certain market for myself as a Jamaican creative. So they saw that I was able to articulate myself in a British form and also still have the patois at the same time. So that I was deemed commercial. Then I also said I had to look at the same time and all of that type of stuff. So as I was going through my career, I've been through so many different experiences, production and you know, film and acting, everything. So
you think that coming to Jamaica was the best?
Yes, so because I'm getting to literally why I'm here today. So yeah, going through all of that and all the skills that I've gone through, learning as a creator and being on production sets and also running my own talk show and interview show and stuff like that, I was like, I wanted to put that into a business because I realized that Jamaicans on a whole, like even just when we look onto the dancehall diaspora, like their marketing standards isn't the same as Afrobeats and stuff like that. And all of these things I do for myself in-house. The best thing that could have happened to me was being broke because I taught myself how to do everything. So when it came to graphic designing, when it came to video editing, when it came to running my own team, I was able to teach everybody everything because I had learned it for myself at an industry standard. So I said, okay, Jamaica needs help. I see that the dancehall, like they're improving now, I would say, but that's help with international foreign people, more the whiteheads. It's something that it's time to retain our own things and build our own stuff. So I realized that, okay, cool. My resources can be extended to Jamaica. And from where I was already, I started to trial it out with different DJs, dancers, turning from DJ selectors into brands, as in providing them good logos, improving their mixing skills, giving them like just access to visuals, 8K quality cameras and stuff like that, things that they wouldn't usually have access to for them to kind of thrive on the platform. And I did that. JAE Radio hit over 50 countries. And then now I've just, because I've created that over in the UK and just being able to have that impact from the UK, I'm like, okay, cool, it's a ready product to bring back to Jamaica to work with certain individuals to ready their business practices to where we can accompany more international deals. Because one of the hardest thing as a creator has been requesting certain price points, but because the rest of the industry isn't caught up with the certain things that we should be doing professionally, it's hard to request those prices. So,
persons having to say that you were evicted from UK, so you can go back to England anytime. So we just wanted to clear that up.
We can't go anywhere.
So you come, so you're good with all of that.
Yeah.
And coming to Jamaica,
Yeah.
I see you posted a video that your dad tried to kill you. So your family is here again?
Yeah. So what it was is that in this move coming to Jamaica. So, by the way, everything in my personal life was abrupt, right? But my business was very much in check. So all of this was in my plan to come to Jamaica, but it was never supposed to be a move. But I think you make a plan, God laughs, right? So coming here, I just made one mistake, and that was just letting my mum into my business, because I let my mum into my business. Like, obviously it was just the inner child in me. Spilled milk, I can't stress over it, I can't kill it myself. I can just only do damage control and repair what's been broken. But making this move, I already had this would have never happened if I just followed my mind. That's just that, because I had my plans from get-go. But because my mom was showing signs of changing and stuff like that, I was like, all right, cool, let me give you another chance. But I was just very, like, principled of what I said, this can and can't run, there's contracts and these now, like we have to do things a bit differently. I'd even tell social media I was working on a relationship with my mom. She advised me to come and stay with my dad in terms of whatever she was trying to assist with. I told her no, because I don't think that would have been wise for me to just come and stay with him as a big man. I've got my own thing going on that could cause some friction. I don't know anything. But anyways, cut long story short, I just took advice when I shouldn't have. And then obviously he's not a changed person. I live a different lifestyle to him. I'm doing different things to him. He doesn't know me, I don't know him. Just two different lifestyles, two different mentalities. Hot oil and water, that's all it was, and it just whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna soon have that to work with, but in all of that, you're staying positive.
Yeah.
You're having faith. You're having a strong mind.
And nobody put me as me put me as
You put it as
Yeah.
Wow.
So nobody can take me down. I me put myself here as an adult. Yeah. So whatever you lots want to claim as a child, so whatever you guys want to claim as a child, fine. But me put myself here as an adult. So no one's gonna take me down off this unless I want to step down. So to say that integrity.
Well, I mean, I love your
life.
boldness. I love your confidence.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's something that you're probably working on, and it seems like you think you better work alone than with people. You think?
No, I work with a team. I love working with people, but I only can work with people that have the same hunger and drive as I do.
So do you think that Queenie had the same hunger and drive like you do?
Queenie has very crazy hunger and drive, as in she's probably one of the hardest women she's hardworking. I think she inspired my hard work in this at a particular point. She works hard.
Okay. Because I remember that you were working for her.
No, I was
or you were
working-
trying to help her with
Yeah.
her social and stuff.
Yeah.
And that relationship went. We saw it on the internet.
Yeah.
Is that repaired?
No.
No. All right. Something we're working on.
Yeah. I don't know if I work on it, but I wish her well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, you're in Jamaica now, and I know you're going to do great things. How can people find you in Jamaica, and how can they support you?
Support, whichever way you want support, but how you
Your
can...
radio.
Oh yeah, JAE Radio. So that's a multi-entertainment music streaming platform. We're here to work with various businesses and creative individuals that need that help with their boost. If you're a professional and you're talented, the floor's for you. Like, we're here to work with you type of thing. I'm here to work with everybody. Sometimes people think it's more on a financial basis, and no. Teach us, sometimes it's the tools, the resources, what you have, and also teaching other people what you know. Because I feel like a lot of people try to gatekeep when realistically there's a lot of money to go around. So you can find me, JAE Edwards, on all platforms, or JAE Radio, JAEradio.com as well, or JAE Radio /JAE Edwards if you want to find me. JAE Edwards everywhere. Just type me JAE Edwards in Google and you can find me. You get me?
And TikTok.
TikTok,
And
anything.
everywhere you're going to see everything. You know, everything.
If you want a full rundown, over there, say you go. You get
Yeah.
me?
So
Facts.
you're pretty open and sharing stuff with us about your life. Would have seen you cried. I would have seen you laugh. We've seen everything.
Okay, so let me correct that. People think I'm open, yeah? I am not open. I only speak about things once I've healed from it. So things I feel like can be a perfect life lesson type of thing. Like, I don't believe in just coming and exploiting my life, but just certain things. I started social media to document my life because I want to look back in 20 years to see how far I've come from. So this is just a personal documentary for me, but in doing this, I realized that other people can connect with my story. So
are
yeah.
you at this point in time happy?
I think I'm happy on my endeavors. I wouldn't say I found complete happiness yet, but I'm very confident, and I wake up every day happier knowing that God is on my side, and no matter what, He's always seen me through whatever. Like, I'm confident. Like, I wouldn't say I found, like, remember, everything just happened. It's just abrupt. I just literally even moved into my own house. I haven't been able to just really, from I come here, I haven't been able to just sit, because from I come, I'm working with Dream Weekend, going up on different places, working with different artists and stuff like that. So I haven't really had the time to even take in everything, even what's going on with my parents. I'm still like stuck in work mode, kind of survival mode. Me just come here, I build myself foundation laying. So I would say that I'm genuinely good, as in now that I've separated from the chaos and the negativity from my parents, now that I'm back into my initial environment to where I was in the UK, being in my own space, I feel free. And being in the UK, that was never a problem anyways, because I was in my own house. So I just felt like I was dormant for a while and I felt stagnant. I did as much as I could in the UK business-wise. It was time for me to explore somewhere else.
So what would you say is the 10 years old JAE Edwards?
What I say to 10-year-old JAE Edwards? I think I don't think there's anything I would say. I think I just wish he had somebody. Yeah. As in, like, I wish he genuinely had somebody to protect him. Yeah. That's what it was.
All right. Again, Jay, I mean, your story is very, touching at parts, and, I'm sure it causing people who are watching to really think and reflect, because your story is not new.
No.
Your experience is not unique. There are persons out there who are fighting, are struggling, with family, with friends, with just about everything.
I think it's about being the voice. Everyone continues, like, the reason why a lot of people aren't able to recover from their situations, because abusers keep being abusers, because there's silence. You're a victim. So
what do you have to say to all those people who might be in a similar situation to you now as we go?
It's literally embrace the journey, speak up for yourself, take authority of your life and get going. Like no one's, honestly, the reality of it is that in life, no one's gonna come save you but you. Like you have to really stand up for yourself. Like you've got to take up your own sword and your own shield and go out there and defend yourself. No one's gonna come and give you the life that you want. That's just the main thing. Like if you want something, you really have to go for it yourself. Like no questions asked, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. From you have a dream, from God has put the vision in your mind, reality starts from imagination. Go, sit down, plan and create. That's what life is about.
Wow. You hear it from the man himself, JAE Edwards. JAE Edwards, as we go, there anybody want to say thank you to? Anybody want to
Thank
big
you
up?
for having me on the show, by the way.
You're most welcome. It's a pleasure.
Yes.
I mean, I sit and talk to you all day
Yeah.
because I love overcomers,
Thank you.
and you seem like an overcomer.
Thank you.
And no matter what.
Honestly, I just want to, if anything you take from this interview, guys, don't give up. Like, just don't give up, because even the fact that I haven't reached where I want to reach yet is like, I can look back in my life and say there's so much accomplishments and start living in your own destiny. Like, honestly speak, I'm not encouraging anybody out there, Joz, but if you know you're stuck in a 9 to 5 and you're not particularly happy because you know you have another calling, start working on that calling small until you're able to pay your full attention to it, because at the end of the day, you don't want to reach, up in an age and then look back at your life and regret and just starting to figure it out. So if you genuinely feel like you have a calling, give it a chance. Like, give it a chance. Because if I listened to everybody, even being on this journey, I wouldn't have reached even half of it. It took me saying, yes, I'm going to do it. Me pushing myself. You know how much doors have been shut in my face? It's about you opening back them same doors that were shut in your face and going through it the same way. Don't let nobody lock the door in the face. You get me? Just open the door. Even if you can't go through that door, there must be a next key for the next one. Keep trying.
Right, and there's no better place to leave it. Don't let nobody shut the door in your face, you know? And just keep trying.
Yeah.
And I hope.
And there's strength in community. Strength in community.
I'm Rajon Brown. JAE Edwards is the name. And thank you for watching. Remember, authenticity does create an audience. And thank you for allowing me and Jay to be your authentic self. And in so doing, create a beautiful audience like you. So until next week, when we do this again, please remember, don't give up and don't let nobody shut the door in your face. See you next week.